What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today, from Star Wars The Black Series, we're taking a look at the GameStop exclusive Gaming Greats Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Cal Kestis, the deluxe figure. Just like most Gaming Greats, you can see here that Cal is mostly just a repaint of the original figure, but there is actually a lot of new stuff going on with the accessories of the figure, and of course the poncho there. Of course, we'll take a detailed look at everything, but let's just jump straight into the box here. Of course, you can see it's in the new modern Black Series packaging. You have the Gaming Greats logo right down here, which you can see it there pretty well on camera. Blue for Jedi Fallen Order. You got Cal Kestis right there. There is the side art. You can see the tubes of the Rocket Trooper right there. Of course, on the back, we have the Black Series logo here, and then Cal's bio. So if you want to read it, go ahead and pause it there. And Cal is number 2 in the Gaming Greats Jedi Fallen Order line. Here is a larger image of the same side image there. Really nice shot of Cal, like the way the Holocron is just floating there. Then of course we've got the barcode at the bottom. We do have a Gaming Greats logo right there, along with the Black Series logo right there. Of course, nothing on the top of the figure here. So let's go ahead, we'll take a look at the accessories and then the figure itself. Of course, we'll start out with something we've already seen before, and that is Cal's lightsaber. This is the same exact mold that we got from the first figure. You can see it has the battle damage from where it was cut in half. And you can see that the blade here is a very nice shade of blue. And for a quick side-by-side here, the top one is the old version and the bottom one is the new version. So it looks like there is actually a little bit of a plastic difference between the two hilts. The new one seems to be much more reflective, and the blue is a little bit deeper as well. The blade is also removable, and oh baby, do we get a fantastic accessory here. The double-bladed green lightsaber. This is absolutely amazing. What a wonderful accessory to include. Easily, just this alone to me is worth the price of admission. I was stoked that we were getting 2 lightsabers, but the inclusion of everything else too is just fantastic. This is really another great example of a deluxe figure. But take a look at the details of the hilt here. You can definitely see there's some really nice silver paint going on. The green of the blades looks very nice as well. Flip this around, give it a little rotation here so you can see the different sculpt work as well. Really nice stuff there. I'm super happy with how this came out. Of course, the blades are removable, and if you want to switch it over, if you have the original Cal and you take that blade and the new blade, they plug right in. They are the exact same peg holes, so that is really nice. That if you have the original figure, now you have options for a double-bladed blue lightsaber as well. And of course, that also means you can go green for the single-bladed look as well. So really like the options included, especially if you have the original Cal. Then we do also get the Jedi Holocron here, which is some really nice green translucent plastic with a nice bronzish silver paint application there to represent the like little metal bits of the Holocron. But that just looks fantastic. There's a little bit of sculpt work in there as well. Ideally, in a perfect world, getting an open Holocron would have been great as well, but I'll take the closed one because, again, this is just another world-building accessory for the Black Series, the first time we've ever gotten a Holocron, so that's very exciting to just have something like this finally in the line. Of course, I probably should have included this at the beginning with stuff we've already seen, because we have seen BD1 before. This is, of course, just a different skin for him, so this is more of like a red version here, and there's a little bit of white at the top, but it is the exact same BD1 figure, so it has some really nice articulation. You get, head tilt there. It's on a ball joint. The arms here are ball joints, and you even get some single jointed action there as well, so really great articulation for this little guy. I love posing him around, especially the original one. But you can see there's some painted details here. It looks really awesome, of course. Just a great representation of that little robot. Then we also get the Bogling from the game as well here, and this piece has no articulation at all. It's just a little character of that cute and fluffy creature that sneaks aboard the ship. And yeah, this is, again, it's just a nice little bonus accessory. It's a new Star Wars creature to put on the shelf to mix in, and I love getting stuff like this because it's just kind of like an all-purpose accessory. It just beefs up the display because you have all these little creatures and droids and stuff to fill the holes. So I really appreciate when stuff like this gets made, and I think this just looks pretty fantastic here. Very accurate to the game as far as memory serves, so it looks super adorable, and it'll serve its purpose. It'll sit here and just chill. And I guess finally we also do get a hood for Cal's poncho. You can see here on the figure itself, it has a loose hooded piece, like a folded down hood. Of course, it just pulls off super easy. And then if you want to put this on, here you go. And yeah, that looks freaking ridiculous. Well, let me see if looks like there's a tab here to plug it in. Let me see if it gets any better now that it's okay, it's plugged in now. Let's see. Nope. Oh, baby, that's not good. Okay, so the hood is not an option. We'll just go ahead and put that back on there, and that looks fine. The hood down, I think this looks pretty good. So yeah, the hood, it looks nice. There's some nice sculpted details to it, but it looks absolutely ridiculous when it's on the figure, even when it's pegged in like it should be. But anyways, we're going to put Cal on the rotating base here, and then we'll take a closer look. All right, and here is Cal out of the packaging, looking totally fantastic. I absolutely love this figure. I think we all predicted that the sort of softer plastic poncho here would really inhibit the figure, but I am pretty pleased to say that I really don't think it holds this figure back much at all, and it has a couple nice features, such as a little hole in the back to plug BD1 into. Really make this very user-friendly, and I'm super happy Hasbro chose to do what they did with this figure. So, of course, we'll take him off the stand and we will get a closer look. All right, and here we are up close with Cal here, and you can see that right off the bat, the heads are pretty much exactly the same, although the skin tones do look a little different. This new one appears to be slightly more pasty, but otherwise, yeah, it is the exact same head sculpt here, although the photoreal definitely looks ever so slightly better on this new version. I think his hair should definitely still be a little bit more red, but, you know, it is what it is, and I still think it represents the character well enough. The poncho itself does look really nice, though. It has some pretty clean paint application going on. You can see there's some silver on the buckles and the other gizmos that are on Cal's sort of belt right here. Of course, the orange paint. It is a little sloppy, but it's not too bad. The sculpted details look pretty nice, too. I especially like down here where it's all ripped and tattered and torn. And you can see they included a nice little hole here, which I really appreciate, to stick BD's foot into so that you can still, you know, sort of make it pose like it's on his back, just like this. So that is awesome. I was really thinking about how they would pull that off, but I'm glad they included that. And it is a softer, more like rubber style piece. You can see right here there's no detail pretty much underneath here for Cal, but you can see definitely the articulation. The arms and stuff still have really nice details on them, but of course this is meant to be covered up, so there's going to be a little bit less detail there. He still does have his epic utility belt on, though, so you can see all of his gizmos and gadgets there, and they're all painted too, so there's some really nice silver in there. I'm sure we could have used some more paint on this little tank piece here, but hey, you know, at least they gave us some paint, so that's pretty nice, honestly. Really nice inclusion of detail there, and you can see the belt is also nicely detailed as well. Moving down to the legs, they have that even better sculpt work. A little bit of silver paint there, but they have all the pouches and pockets of the original figure, and then even down to the boots here, which feature more silver paint. So honestly, Cal has a ton of details in this costume. They're all also on the regular figure here. You can just see on the original release, they just swapped the vest out for the poncho, so you can see that, you know, the same like not so detailed stuff is under there. My Cal is actually loosey-goosey. He's like super ready to fall apart, but just for a quick side-by-side comparison of the two together, here you go. That is what they look like side by side, and I still think they're both great. Of course, like I was saying, I do think the photoreal is a little bit tighter on this new release. But yeah, I mean, the details on Cal are impressive. Definitely worthy of calling this figure deluxe, considering how many accessories it comes with and all of these details here. I didn't even show this gloved hand with even more details there. Just, he is loaded with paint and sculpt work, so I'm really happy that Hasbro chose to go all out on this figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. So for the head, Cal can look up about that far. He can look down a pretty decent amount here. The head, as you can see in there, is on the double neck peg. So you get articulation at the base of the neck and then again at the base of the skull. Although, of course, the soft poncho here definitely sort of gets in the way, but not really. It's really not too bad. Of course, the head can rotate around, and you do get some really nice head tilt out of it as well. So the arms can go up about this far, and it definitely pushes the poncho up, so he does look a little bit ridiculous if you try and do a sort of T-pose like this, but I still think you can definitely get a lot of decent poses out of this figure. But yeah, you're definitely going to run into an issue if you're trying to lift the arms up like this. Of course, though, they still can rotate all the way around. He does still feature the butterfly joints. You can see them right here, and of course they work perfectly. Of course, he does have a single jointed elbow here that also swivels. The lightsaber gripping hand here rotates and has a vertical hinge, so that is awesome. For the gloved hand, we also get rotation, of course, but a horizontal hinge. But still, at least we got one vertical hinge. That's all I ask sometimes. That's all I ask, is just one vertical hinge. As far as the ab crunch is concerned, you definitely gotta get in there to pose it. But that's about what you get forward, and that is what you get back. So that is really how the articulation is on the original figure too. The ab crunch is really not that great. So the poncho really doesn't do anything to affect that at all. You still get the full range, just like on the original figure there. He can kick out this far, and the poncho actually is light enough so it doesn't push the leg down at all, which is really nice. You do get really nice split motion there. As far as a kickback goes, you get very little. You do get a thigh swivel here. The double jointed knees work beautifully. And down here for the feet, you get really nice range going all the way down and really nice range going all the way up. Of course, ankle pivot is a feature as well. So realistically, the Cal figure, the articulation is still almost completely accessible with just, you know, with both arms raised up. This is really the only thing that I can see being a negative when it comes to the articulation. But other than that, it's really not impeded at all. This is soft enough, this is light enough, it gets out of the way, it poses with the figure, so that is really nice, because I know a lot of us collectors out there were concerned about the posability of this figure once we saw that this was going to be plastic. But luckily, it is very soft, so it's nice and pliable, so I appreciate that. And yeah, with the details and the articulation out of the way, we're going to go ahead and set Cal back here with the boggling and BD1, and we are going to get a sense of their scale. First up here is the original Black Series Cal Kestis and the second sister Inquisitor. Of course, then we have the original Purge Trooper and the Electro Staff Purge Trooper. Next up, we have the Gaming Greats Scout Trooper with the Electro Baton and the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Then we've got K2SO and the Carbonized Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. And I actually really like the scale between K2SO and Cal there, because I simply use that as just a regular Imperial Patrol droid, not necessarily K2SO. Then moving on to some imports here, we have the Bandai Shadow Trooper model kit and the movie realization version. And last but not least here, of course, the SH Figuarts Tank Pilot and the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper. So there you have it, folks. There was my review for the brand new deluxe GameStop exclusive Gaming Greats Cal Kestis. I think this figure is absolutely fantastic. Hasbro has done it again. They really worked out a nice way to make the poncho look really nice on the figure, but also not really inhibit the articulation either. I think you can still get a really nice range of posability out of this figure despite the soft rubber poncho. So that is a big win in my book. Of course, all of the accessories are wonderful as well. I love the inclusion of the boggling, and of course having another BD1 in a different skin is great as well. Of course, the customization options that also unlock with this figure, if you have the original Cal Kestis, is also a really nice treat. And I'm super happy that this figure has delivered on all fronts. So to me, this is how you do a deluxe figure. Loaded up with paint, loaded up with accessories. I will gladly pay extra for a figure like this Cal. So I recommend you pick this one up even if you own the original figure. This one is definitely worth having as well in your collection. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Of course, I'm Nate from Out of the Basement. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.